They call me Uncle Ebo White. I am the CEO of Roverman Productions. But for the purposes of this platform, all you need to know is that I am dedicated to helping you become your best self. Before we go into what we have for you today, I'd like to remind you that tomorrow, that's on the 1st of December, Saturday, and then Sunday, 2nd of December at the National Theatre, my latest play, Sex Scandal, would run for the second weekend. If you have not been able to attend, please put this on your calendar. You would not regret making the investment to be there. And if you have already come to see it, in the course of our program, send us your comments on it, and then we'll read it. I would like to know what you thought of it. Today, I am going to discuss a topic that is so alien to me and to my generation that I decided I needed help. We're talking about social media. You must understand that my generation, social media is foreign to us, is alien. It is native to those of you who are millennials. But for us, for me, Mr. Reko and Co., social media is very, very different. So we're looking at social media and love relationships. And before, and to do that, I have brought along some young people who live and breathe social media. Some of them have got into trouble because of social media. Some of them have been redeemed because of social media. Some of them have stories that they can't afford to share on camera and all that. But it's all good. They are all here. I will introduce them very soon. So I have 4 people with me. But beyond that, I have Dennis standing by. I have Kweku Asiedu, who has even gone to comb his hair and put on and I have Kabute, I have Kwesi, who doesn't want to be on camera, but he lies bad. And then we have Mr. Dutch, Mr. Netherlands, also on standby. But at the right time, they would all come on camera and you see them. I have a guest here who doesn't want to go on camera, but doesn't realize that once you enter the studio, anything goes. So this is serving him notice that he may as well get his alibis ready because you will see him in camera. So once again, you are welcome. Let me introduce the people who are with me. I'll begin from my extreme left, and there we have Ronnie. Ronnie, please introduce yourself a little bit more fully.
My name is Ronnie. I work with Roverman Production. I happen to be a lab and planqué as well, and I have a lot to share today.
All right. And then next to Ronnie is a man who is he's the most surprised that he's finding himself here. He was just coming to have fun and just to see what we do. But I looked at how handsome he was, and I know he'll be good on camera. And so here he is. He's Rudy. Rudy, please introduce yourself a little bit more fully.
Okay, so first of all, I'm shy. I'm Rudy, and
we'll see just how shy you are.
I'm Rudy, and I'm with Reverend Tete Jangba of True Vine Charismatic Church.
All right, okay. You're with a good man.
Yeah.
And then to my right is my darling Abiziga.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, wait. Let's do it again.
Okay.
On my right is my darling Abiziga.
Yes, that's my darling father.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. My name is Abisiga. I'm the queen of the ENCORE team. Yes.
Yeah, indeed she is.
Yes, I'm the queen of the ENCORE team. And ladies, please, I'm the only lady here. There's one person over there, so bring your comments and help a girl out.
All right, and then last and the least, we have Nice Saki. Saki, please introduce yourself.
Hi, Good afternoon. My name is Ken, Uncle Ibo's favorite, because he picks on me all the time.
Sir?
Yeah, I hope he doesn't.
And he picks on you.
I hope he doesn't do that today. But yes, I work with Roman Productions.
Right, and Ken is right. I like his madness. I like his craziness and his creativity, and it's easier to deal with him. Plus, when I pick on Ken, I know when I close, I can go home safely. There are others who, when I pick on, they wait for you at the junction with a stone in hand. All right, so Queen and gentlemen,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
We're looking at social media and relationships. I do not want us to define what social media is, because I'm taking it for granted. This is on an academic platform. I take it for granted that everybody out there knows about social media. So let's take some introductory comments on social media. How has social media impacted your relationship? So we'll begin with the Queen. Let's begin with the Queen.
Yeah, then I regret being called the Queen. Okay, social media. It's a blessing and a curse. You know, it's that platform that you get to know people, what they want to be, what they are.
Hold on. Dennis, would you please lean back? The way you're leaning forward, she's talking. Yeah, I mean.
Oh dear.
Hallelujah.
Hey, right.
All right. Okay. No. Wait.
Let me rephrase.
Dennis, whatever Biziga says on this platform today is not subject to review after. Whatever you are seeing here, whatever you are hearing here, when you are leaving here, please leave it here.
In fact, he's speaking to a father.
Yeah. So technically, you are not here.
Yeah.
So let's
So
go.
my darling father, yes. Social media, blessing and a curse. You meet people, you get to know them, you get to know what they want to be, what they are, and it's a way of life now. You know, if you're not on social media, you're not living. I mean, come on, it adds some extra beauty to you, and it gives you some extra intelligence, a sense of intelligence, just because you are blessed with everything that's happening all over the world.
Okay. All right. Then we'll go to Ken, because Ken was speaking historically. When it comes to social media and relationships. No, the point is that he hasn't introduced anyone to me. So as far as I'm concerned,
Yes.
come again.
He's one.
He's one.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just one.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things that human beings crave a lot is the comfort of people around them. Connection, yes,
Okay.
and company, and that is what social media easily does. Way back then, when we were only making calls and we had to write letters, you couldn't see the person to talk to them. You had to wait for a very long time, especially if you knew the person. And that is the kind of solution that social media gives us. You can just pick your phone and send a text message to the person, or send a video, or send a voice note. And that social media has been able to bridge the gap so much so that the person doesn't even need to be in the same geographical space as you. They can be in another continent and you still talk in real time, only if you get the timing right. Now that is one of the huge advantages. That is one of the huge pluses that it has given unto us. I will believe that is the basis for which it was created, you know, for which these things came about. As to the vices, over time, it's more like the devil finding idle hands, work for the idle hands to do. So we always find creative things to do with it. But yes, this is one of the big pluses that social media has done, and I think that to a large extent it's a very good, thing.
You still remember the question you began trying to answer?
Yes, but I just forgot.
All right, Rudy, your introductory comment before we get into the details.
Okay, mine is very simple, because social media in itself is a way of life.
Okay.
Yes, we eat social media, drink social media, everything social media. You know, if you, like he said, if you really wanna chat with someone, social media,
Okay.
you connect with a person. The connection is there, networking. It's not just, but it's a way to create relationship. Yes. So you have it. You can even get a job through social media. Yes.
Okay.
So it's just a way of life.
And you can also be fired through social media.
Through social
Yes.
Alright, go.
Okay, let me bring it.
settings
Let me
below.
bring it home. Let me bring it home. I've gotten into a lot of troubles with social media. You start by flirting with someone, and to you are thinking that, hey, you're just having fun, and the other person on the other balance have also taken it very seriously. Then before you realize, you're in a relationship that you don't know that you are. And yeah, it has happened to me. Happened to me several times. On the other hand, yes, it helps to communicate well, especially my wife. We make sure that if we can't even talk, we
Send emojis.
not send emojis, we send real messages.
Yes.
And they are very heavy. You
Ah.
know, when you come home, we'll talk. Yeah, all that. So I think that is enhance our communication level and that.
Okay. Ken, how did you use social media whilst you were relating?
Because
Historic.
all right. Okay. Because of the impossibility of being around the person all the time, it came in handy, and it was a cheaper way to do it, because it wasn't always calls, you know, there, and that one gave you much more options. So once in a while you can just send a text, because sometimes you're even in places where you can't make calls, you know, but you can send a text. For instance, you're in a
meeting.
You're even in a meeting, you know, and you can't make a call, but you can just say hi, say, hey, I'm checking up on you, I hope you're doing fine, you know. But it doesn't only stick to whilst I was, if I am preparing to, and that is also helping.
Okay, that's helping.
Wow.
Yes,
That's
I
deep.
rest my case for now.
That's deep.
Yeah.
When you were speaking, I heard the voice of somebody in the background. Can you identify whose voice it was?
I think it was Mr. Kabuto Kansi.
Okay. Kaute, come on camera. Change places with Ken.
Yeah. Oh, senior. Reach out.
Oh, please.
Okay.
Once we were like you. You'll be like us.
Well, Kaute, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You know what we are doing.
Yes.
Your initial comments before we go on.
Well,
How active are you on social media anyway?
oh, very, very.
Okay, all right.
Extremely active. Well, I think that, in all honesty, I think that social media, its most effective use for us is if you have any commercial interest. If you sell anything, you know, whether it's a service, whether it's a product, whether, you know, whatever it is. I think that when it comes to relationships, in my looking at things by myself and in my experience, I honestly think it denies us of a lot. In that, you see, typically if you meet somebody today, there's a certain gradient that the conversation and the relationship goes through, and it allows connection beyond just words. It allows you to know the person. You can deduce a few things from facial reactions, from, you know, what they say, what they do. You get to know the person more holistically, because social media gives you the opportunity of never-ending conversation. So you end up, you talk everything, then now there's nothing to talk, but you don't still really know the person. That's how I see it. So when eventually you meet the person the next time, it's almost like there's nothing else to say, to be said. So you have to find something to do. You know, that's how So because it has moved so fast, and yet you haven't built enough connection to allow you to even identify what your common interests are, so that then the conversation would have gone. So a conversation that would have taken 6 months to have, you have had that conversation in 1 week. You know. And so it's like there's nothing else to talk, but then here we are. You know.
That's
so
interesting.
I think that's for me is the biggest struggle. And in my own relationship, I am very much on social media for both personal and commercial reasons. My wife she's on it by default. She's not, my wife is not. She doesn't even. I mean, if you send her a WhatsApp, it can take days for her to read it. That kind of thing. So obviously I am the one. She's the one who has to carry the burden of me being so immersed in it. And my challenge is when to stop when you get home.
Yes.
Putting a barrier, that maybe at this time you don't. Sometimes some things are, you think, in our world now, you think nothing can't wait. You think everything needs to be dealt with now, as if you don't do it now, something is wrong. The few times I've attempted to put my phone aside for a while, I realize that I am here, but I'm not here, because I've become so soaked into it. Yes, that's what I'll say.
Well, my generation will call you the Nescafe, instant Nescafe generation. It must happen like that. Abizi, share with us some, not just your experiences, but experiences of some of your friends and all that. How social media has helped build their relationship, or two, also taking something out of that relationship.
Okay, in helping to build a relationship, I have quite a number of friends, especially from secondary school, who had a connection but had to travel to different places after graduation, and they needed to communicate with each other. At that time, I think it was Skype, right? Yeah, Skype was the ish. So, yeah, high five, Skype. So if you have Skype, in that case, you just calculate the time difference, the country where you are, wherever. Make time, sit down in front of a laptop, and then look at each other and have a whole conversation on your own. And that sustained some of them till they met again. But now we have WhatsApp, which is more texting. And being in this part of the world, data is so expensive that you'd find a way to minimize it, because at the end of the day, data is cheaper than call credit. So you get your data, then you decide to text the person. When you say hi, he says hi. How was your day? And then we have these abbreviations, what we call shorthand. So, how was your day? Somebody can write HYD using the first letter of each word. And then, in fresh relationships, I found most of my male friends going like, I didn't understand what she said. What is this? What's this shorthand? And then you have to explain to him. Then he'll go back. And there's always miscommunication. There was always miscommunication because you'd write something and the person doesn't understand you, or the person doesn't see the emotion that is coming with the words. So at the end of the day, you get people not really knowing each other and then having problems with each other. But if they sat with each other, had face-to-face conversation, they would have totally got whatever he or she was saying, had a better knowledge of the person, and they would have sustained longer relationships. We have a comment here from Phoebe. She says, social media didn't help my past relationship. There were lots of misread messages that caused a lot of issues. So now I prefer phone calls, or she's gone back to face-to-face convos.
Okay. Rudy, what about you?
Well, I think with this social media, it has helped a whole lot of people, same way it has destroyed others. Okay. I have a friend, like a very good friend, who got married through Facebook.
No?
Yes.
I mean, you don't mean the exchange rings through Facebook, right?
No,
Never.
But the connection
The connection began through Facebook, normal chats. And then, surprisingly, it was after 2 years before they met. And then after they met, they We got started talking, and then things worked out very well for them. Okay. And on the other side, I have my other brother, okay, got involved with one lady where texting and the rest became an issue.
Okay.
Okay. Like Abis was saying, this abbreviation, yes, misread words, yes. So it became an issue, and then because of fear, back and forth issues, they just had to break up. But I felt if it had been more on face-to-face basis, on calls, it would have been much better
For them.
for them. Sure, sure.
What's the strangest story you've heard from about social media and relationship? The strangest. Ronnie.
Well, there's a story of people started dating on Facebook. So they've been chatting and be forwarding themselves pictures. Okay, so for this lasted for a year, so they decided to meet. So and they chose Accra Mall to meet, and I think at that point, both of them were not sure about themselves, whether about their look. So the girl had gone there early and hidden herself somewhere and asked the guy that he was at the next shop. So he came and the guy was in clutches. So he came and the guy got there and called him and called her, asked her, "Oh, I'm here. So where are you?" And the guy said, "Oh no, in fact, I didn't come here at all." Yeah, so it ended there just because they haven't had that connection of meeting in the first place for them to decide whether they want to go ahead irrespective of their physique or anything. But that is also one. The other one is when they've started flirting on someone called someone and decided they got into a chat. So they sustained it for a long time. They migrated it from just calls to WhatsApp. Now they got to a point where they wanted to get married to themselves, like what you mentioned. Now when they met and they started talking, they realized that the lady had this epilepsy thing. Yeah, and this is a friend. The guy is a friend. So they were talking on, and the attack came. So at some point they couldn't continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rudy, any stories?
I'm blank now.
You're blank.
You are shy.
Yeah, what about you?
Oh yeah. Two friends of mine decided to go on Tinder to look for boots.
You have to explain.
Yeah, Uncle, yeah.
No, I'm okay.
Yes.
All right, let's
Well done. Went on Tinder, found guys. Like I think they got tired of our countrymen. I wanted men outside the country, so they chatted some people. Then the gentleman comes down to meet one of the girls, and they have a nice time. She thinks she's found love. He thinks he's found love. Until the man gets more details about her full name, whatever, goes on Facebook, scrolls down the pictures and the videos, and sees a wild video of her in a club with some girlfriends way back in GSS. And he's like, wait, that's GSS? That's like...
Many
How
years
old
ago.
were you? And she said, like, you told me you didn't drink. You told me you didn't smoke. And there you were drinking and smoking. And she was like, oh, she's giving her life to Christ, blah, blah, blah. She lost the guy. And that was when she closed her whole account on Facebook, went on every social media platform to close everything because she had lost love. Because she didn't even know that the video was there. She was tagged. So automatically.
You know, Uncle, a lot of people also get duped under the guise of getting into relationship on social media.
Okay.
Yeah, so you meet the guy.
How does that happen?
Oh, they meet on social media, and the guy comes up with all sort of stories, get into the emotional needs of the lady, and the lady also believes it. Before you realize she's wiring money to the guy she has never even
seen.
met or seen before. Yeah. Then before you realize, in some cases they even meet, and she gets fired. Then after that,
She gets what?
She gets what?
No, there's no child here.
yeah. Oh,
So she gets-
chopped.
Ronnie, I thought I was going to say. I thought I was saving your soul.
Well, yeah. So her money is spent and her body also
Is-
used. Then the guy disappears. So it happens that all those things happen on social media.
Ronnie, how long have you been waiting to drop this word on camera? And
Actually, it's your platform, and I have to be very careful.
yeah, Captain, any stories to share?
Well, I mean, I think more than enough people have scars to show. The fact that you see social media gives you, I think one, social media is just another meeting place. It's just like meeting somebody at the airport or at the market or meeting somebody in school or anywhere. It's just another place to meet somebody.
Okay.
The loss in this case is that if you meet somebody face to face, you have a fuller sense of evaluation of the person, who they are, the kind of But with social media, you are blind. The only thing you get is what the person tells you. And it's difficult to read in between. So, and then we also forget that social media never forgets.
Okay.
Never forgets. Everything almost is a permanent imprint for life. And if the right person knows how to look and where to look, they can always find stuff, So, I mean, we've seen loads of people who have shared different kinds of pictures through social media and then have sent a phone or a device to a repairing shop. And then the repairer gets into the hard drive and sees a stock of interesting pictures and starts to blackmail the person with it. And, there's been more than enough of those kinds of stories around. And once you start paying, you pay forever. If you don't pay too, then it comes out and your reputation gets soiled. But then it is also it's also the fact that social media also I think it sows greater seeds of mistrust amongst us than if we were without social media.
How so?
Because of the allure of secrecy.
Okay.
Even though it is not real, okay, but you feel like because there's a password on your phone, you are the only one who knows it.
Yeah.
But how many men haven't woken up thinking that they have put I know some people whose passwords have all kinds of digits in there. People have percentage signs and question marks all in there, and yet they are reading their messages with somebody every day.
And they are not aware.
I know a friend who eventually found out after years that his partner had cloned his WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So every single message that he gets on his phone, she gets a copy. Every single message.
And there's no way he would have known.
There's no way he would have known. I mean, maybe if he's a technical person, I don't know. Maybe they have a way of figuring it out if you're a technical person. But he was not. And for years, and she had things back. And I know a partner too who kept assuring the other partner that I am clean. I mean, she's the lady, the guy is the, and if there are people out there who are engaging with you, okay, it doesn't make you also necessarily a partaker, because actually like the tree we say in tree, but then
the translation to English.
Into English, if your eyes don't see it, it is not nasty.
It's not ugly.
It's not ugly. So it sows greater seeds of mistrust between us because you feel like you don't know what's going on. You feel like the person has greater access to all kinds of people and you cannot connect with them.
All right, thank you. I get the impression that picking on something that Ken said when he was on the throne, and Abiziga, that if your generation, if you are not on social media, you are not alive. But so we know that social media has all the pluses, has all these benefits, but there are also pitfalls. So from each of you, I'd like to know this. How can you use social media to build and enhance your relationship without social media messing that relationship up? What can you do to ensure that you get there? You want to go?
Okay, let me start. I think that the same way when you go to work, and I'm going to be saying things I'm not practicing yet.
Okay.
But you want to practice.
But I hope
Yes,
to practice,
yeah.
yes. I think the same way you go to work or you go out and you know what time to go back home. The same way when you get on social media, you should know that it is also a place out there.
Okay.
And you should give yourself a time
To come home.
leave it and come home. You
Yeah.
know, so that your
interesting.
psyche and your system doesn't feel that it is an extension of your home. You know, and leaves you. And it's just funny how we're all sitting here, we're not talking amongst ourselves, but we're talking to people we cannot see through social media out there, and consistently we then lose even the connections about ourselves. I think that's the main thing.
Come home
out of social media. And then secondly, the same way you know that if you are standing on the street and talking to somebody, there are certain things you will not say out there in the street. The same way you should know that social media is just like another form of street. And so in the same way, don't feel
watch
like
what you put out there.
what you put out there.
Yeah.
So if we have the understanding that social media is actually a public place, it is not a private place. It would change, you know, how we control ourselves, both from a time point of view as well as a content that we share point of view. That's
All right, Abizi.
This question has got me thinking about what social media does for a lot of individuals. Some of us use it for information, some of us use it for entertainment, but there are also people who have lives that they're not really, that they, in fact, they hate, and they want to feel loved some way or somehow. They want to feel accepted some way or somehow. So you find this quiet girl who walks down the street up and down, goes home, with a social media handle that is the most entertaining, because she would wear some clothes, take pictures, she'll play music, she'll be dancing all over the place with bottles around her. But if you were there in that room, you'd see that she just did that.
So it's produced.
Yeah, she actually made a film, and she has so many followers, and you do not know that she's having a terrible life. She's just trying to find love in the most electronic way.
Okay.
So I tend to think about what exactly social media does for each individual. Like Kabute said, definitely you would have to know when to stop and when not to, when to get out of it and when to be on it. No matter what happens, there's 24 hours in a day. And what social media has done to us is that there's so much, you could never exhaust it. So when you look at one thing, technology-wise, you get the next option, which makes it better, and it just keeps coming. When you blink, it's midnight.
Okay.
When you started at 9 p.m. When you blink, it's even close to morning, because it's so captivating. We would get up in the morning, go to work, get up in the morning, go to class, and when we come back, we do whatever we need to do. But now you find us going to class and making time for social media. You find us in the office making time for social media. We are eating. And then the phone is like this. I'm not talking about anybody, but I'm just saying.
I just mentioned my name.
Did I mention your name? It has become an addiction, and it's like we don't know when to stop. So I think we should really, really plan on when to go on it and when to go off it.
Rudy.
I think the key thing over here has
Yeah,
more
hold
to
on.
do.
Whilst Rudy is talking, please, whatever you need to do technically to make sure that the camera can move, make sure it does, because after Ronnie has spoken, the camera would move around. There are a few people who are here who think they won't be on camera. Jay, make sure nobody walks past you. Jay, if you go down, we'll follow you with the camera. All right, let's go.
Okay, so like I started, it's the key thing has more to do with discipline. Okay, knowing when to be on social media and when not to be
When to
on
disengage.
disengage. Sure. So here in this case, you are at work, you've been given something to do by your boss. You do small, you check your tweet, small, then you snap. and
Busy at work.
yes,
Hashtag.
it reduces productivity as well. So I believe if you have the discipline, knowing when and when not to be on social media, it's going to help you a whole lot.
Great, great. Ronnie?
Well, I also think that the control of it, especially in the communication, I think that the control of it, especially relating to your partner, is key. You can't be with your partner at a dinner or at a lunch date and still have your phone lock your gaze on the screen of your phone all the time. I think that it is not right. Now, when you are away from your partner, once in a while you can keep communication alive by texting or calling. Now WhatsApp, you can communicate via video on WhatsApp. So if your partner it's at a place that can be seen whilst communicating, yeah, you can do that. So that's also one, I think.
Okay. Now that I have you young people here, there are a few things that an old man would like to ask your generation. Can I ask? One, help me to understand why your generation would take nude pictures and put on social media.
Honestly, I don't think we ourselves we know why.
No, I would like to know, when you say nude, is it full nude or
Which one are you comfortable to answer?
any of them?
Let's go.
Well, I think it has more to do with fame on social media, especially with the ladies. Okay, they feel when they are in their bra, okay, they get more likes
Yeah. And
followers, so they become the ish. Yes, so that is just one part of why they keep posting those things.
Okay, so yes, go.
I think that some of us or most of us are faced with low self-esteem and they want to be accepted. So I want to do something extraordinary.
Okay.
So that I could be accepted. So someone will put the upper part of her 2 pounds of flesh on the chest out there, and that person, there are a lot of comments, and that person will be accepted. There are people too who want to show they are not really comfortable with what they have, but they still want to show to the person, to show to another person, so that they feel very okay with it. So they will
affirmation.
Affirmation. So they will take it and send it out there.
Okay.
Some people too, they just want to show to their partner what they have.
For information, Ronnie has special skills where he weighs, so he knows what 2 pounds of
Wow.
Flesh on the chest.
on the chest.
2 pounds.
Wow, 2 pounds. So.
Is that a cut-off mark? Okay.
Well, I think it's fair to say though that in as much as we get quite a number of stories of like naked pictures and things like that, there are really still a lot of people in our generation who are still aboard and who would can't even contemplate the possibility of doing that.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people and a few people who have scars to show for requesting such material from somebody else, both ladies and gentlemen, and I remember a female friend of mine came to me once trying to understand what it is that makes a gentleman he has met not too long ago have the confidence or the effrontery to ask
for a picture,
her to share a nude picture.
Full nude or
so that one is still there, but I think that it also has a lot to do with that illusion that social media is private place.
When it is not.
I think that illusion.
I think the imagery you gave us, that it's a marketplace. You are really in the market, even though you think that you are in a stall.
That's true.
But really, you are in the market, and you've got to be careful. All right. Again, another question for your generation, from my generation. Where did this thing come from? That you take a girl out to dinner, and you are at table, and you are on your gadget, she is on her gadget. What is that?
Assemble.
Sometimes you can't even explain it.
Yeah.
It's become so part of you
It's an addiction.
that you can't
really.
explain it. The other time I took my wife for dinner, London restaurant. When we got there, at the elderly, they were into themselves and were chatting, and the young folks who are in couple, they were on their phones.
So you could see the stark difference.
Oh,
Yes.
you could see it. It was there. It was there. They were talking to each other, they were laughing, but the guys, they are just on their phones. I think that is something that we built with our generation. So even when it is not needed, we still involuntarily find ourselves in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
Agabo, you see, when you are losing the human connection, you don't realize. I think you don't realize. And I think that social media gradually gives us that point where we get to a point we are stuck. We are not able to connect with each other as an ENCORE son. And because you need to find a place, somewhere to pass, somewhere to hide. So the easiest thing is to pick up your phone.
So in effect, from what you're saying, what is happening is that, okay, so you take Abizga out. Now, I don't know what I'm going to chat with Abizga about, but there's a next table there. So I walk there.
Exactly. Yeah. But in this case, you are sitting at the same place, but you are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And from there, you get exhausted.
And you move on
to another place. And you see, on social media too, you are rarely ever having just one conversation.
Yeah.
You know, so in your mind, you are so busy, but you are lost here. You know, in the one who is sitting in front of you. You know, and I think it would be nice and interesting if restaurants, you know, the same way some restaurants
no
insist
smoking,
on wearing a jacket or no smoking
Yeah.
or something. You enter the restaurant and they give you a secure.
There's a restaurant in London that have started that.
Oh, I see.
Yes. You get in there, your gadgets are off.
Because after all, why did
So-
you come here?
so
you
can-
came
you
to
can-
be with that one person.
Yes.
You know, otherwise you might as well have come to that restaurant with 20 other people, and now you're at one big table.
Yeah.
You know,
All right.
we all do it.
Uncle, you know, our generation, we are impatient. We like everything fast. Fast food, fast boyfriend, fast husband, fast.
We could give you more options.
No, wait. I'm interested in this. Give your options.
I don't do that.
All right.
Fast everything to the extent that when you I text Ronnie, "Hi baby, how are you?" And Ronnie doesn't reply in the next 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Why won't you reply? What is wrong? Whereas he would have
That's if there's nobody around who is ready for you to chat with.
most
Straight,
probably.
straight.
Even if I just feel like talking to my boo and I WhatsApp my boo hi and then he doesn't reply, what even makes it worse is that you could open the app and then it shows everybody else that you are online. I could drop it to go and pee. You come back and you are meeting 20 to 25 messages. So we are so insecure sometimes that we tend to even get lost so easily. We just easily get bored. Now you could go to I won't even mention that, please. I went to a restaurant and then there was this beautiful girl and a handsome gentleman. I was like, wow, you guys are really looking good. And they were on their phone throughout. The most they did was, oh, look at this funny video. Yes. Now there's nothing to talk about, like Kabute said. Look at this funny video. Ha 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 ha.
And then back.
Hey, look at my friend's status. So it's like you are dining with a million people.
Yeah, it's a status date.
Oh dear God.
Okay. I'll tell you my funny sayings with social media. No, not me. No, our generation we got into trouble in more creative ways, not not in cheap ways. But I've told you the story of the Sofomame who the husband, the Sofo, had traveled, and wanted to tell him that there's something special waiting for you.
La 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 la.
Took the Rudy type of nude picture and was going to send to the husband, you know, and then somehow it ended on the group, the church group thing.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
The post of the century.
I'm sure that Sunday church was very interesting.
Hey.
The praise and worship was another level.
It was a Christian post.
The other funny picture that I saw that I quite can't understand. A couple at a wedding, on their wedding day, they have paid somebody to take pictures, and they were taking a selfie. So the selfie is covered by the cameraman. So why do you still pay people to cover?
It's a new style.
Which is a new style?
When you're taking a picture of yourself and then another camera is taking a picture of you.
And then and then something that happened two weeks ago. This guy goes on a mountain, and he's taking a selfie to show that he's high on a mountain. So goes to stand at the edge of the mountain, and stretches to do that. And then apparently the ground was not, so gives way and falls to his death. But anyway, there are certain things my generation won't understand. I have made a principled position. I won't condemn it. I don't understand it. But there's a question I want all of you to know. A point I want all of you to know. 20 years from now, you will regret a lot of things you are putting out there. Think 20 years and don't mess up. Now, I'd like to thank the 4 with me, and I'm going to invite some other 4 to come. So, Guy, Ronnie, Rudy, you've been fun. Abizi and Kabute. So we're taking a commercial break. Yes. All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, you're going to see new faces.
They try to pull me down, but still the boy is going on. In the name of Jehovah, I know them all go shine. Showing them something they don't know. We started at the what was on to Coco Bongo, every condo. Now we shaku for Zongo. Never they carry last. Never they carry last. Never ever ever ever. Never they carry last. Never they carry last. Never they carry last. Never ever ever ever. Never they carry last. Yeah, we say Mokobe. Yeah, he say Mokobe. Yeah, we say Mokobe. Yeah, he say Mokobe.
Well, thank you very much for staying with us. I understand that there are a number of questions and comments. We'll attend to them next week, God willing. But today, I just want to put as much information out there as possible. So, I am joined by 4 other young people. I would call their names and then they will introduce themselves a little bit more fully. To my extreme left is Kweku. Kweku, please introduce yourself a little bit more.
Hello. Coca here for you. Yeah, this has speed, so they know it.
Okay. All right. And next to Kweku, and making Kweku look handsome, is Valerie. Yeah, Valerie. Introduce yourself.
My name is Valerie, and I'm a member of Roverman.
All right, and then to my right is a young man whose name you heard at the beginning of this program. Dennis, please introduce yourself more fully.
Hello, my name is Dennis. I'm with Reverend Tetejagwa too.
Okay, but Dennis, tell them the reason why I asked you to sit back.
Uncle, I'm not sure.
Choose your battles
I'm
carefully.
not sure.
And then last but not the least is Jay. Jay, please introduce yourself.
My name is Jay Cabra. I'm an actor.
All right. Jay, what do you have to say about social media and relationships? Very briefly, because we're running out of time.
Okay, so it's both a blessing and a curse, and I'd just like to pick on what Abisiga said. It's about the blue ticks. Usually when you send a message, if the other person receives it, if the person's blue tick is on, it will show that they have read it. So when it takes them a while to respond, it can lead you to do certain things you'll not be proud of later. Yeah.
You've done something like that?
Personally, no.
Okay.
I've heard of stuff.
But a friend of yours has?
Yes, a friend of mine.
All right.
Yes.
Dennis?
Well, I also agree with Jay that it's a blessing and a curse. For me, I would say that it's been more of a blessing than a curse. Because I landed my last 2 jobs through social media.
Okay.
So, yes.
But relationship-wise?
It has its downs, which I would say that because most of the work I do is through social media, I also get to lose myself in there.
Okay.
And just like Kabute said, I don't know when to say stop when I am with.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you are with, she doesn't complain that you are not.
Oh, she does. She does.
But you ignore her?
No, I don't. I try.
Okay.
The interesting thing is that the businesses come when she's around. See, when you are all by yourself, all the leads you have spoken to or you have contacted, they don't respond. I don't know what happens. See, just when she comes and then you are trying to have a conversation and then this person comes, yeah, can we advance the conversation? The other day he said the quote was this, that, and you know, you've been chasing the person for a long time. Now that the person shows up, you are not sure. So sometimes, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, good to know. Val?
Yeah, Uncle.
What do you have to say?
Just as Jay said, it's a blessing and a curse. But for me, I think that it's been really helpful recently because it's helped me to advertise my new business a lot. So, yeah.
In terms of relationship, what has it done for you?
In terms of relationship, nothing really.
Nothing,
yeah.
okay. Kuku?
It's fun.
It's fun, but a lot of the things we've said here, we're trying to polish it. I'll start with the nudity. The nudity is a business for some people. There are people who do it, and there's a subscription. People pay to watch. People send mobile monies to watch. There are people who have a lot of followership, and they can use it to mess you up. I've witnessed a presenter who said the lady sent a message and said she won't read it. I said, oh, do you know I can control your Twitter, followership? I can get people to start a conversation I want on your Twitter or social media.
Wow.
The guy said, no. Is that okay? Do you know I know my followership, but the people you listening to, you don't know that. So he posted something on the handle, and that became the conversation. So it's good and bad, but we always allow the bad side. For instance, if I like having fun on the page, if I take you out and I know you're a Facebook person or a Twitter person, Instagram person, I'll leave my phone because it means when we start a conversation, I'll lose. Because when you get into that mode on social media, once I go in my 3-4 messages, I'm done. But the person is there, so I consciously will leave the phone. Okay. But if the person is not that,
please, they want to hear you.
I have fun.
Okay.
The other bit Kabuti said that sometimes we feel we are there. We are scared to tell the person that, yeah, I invited you, but really it's not going. So we are shy in calling it off. So in engaging it, I rather engage and go through my social media for you to feel, yes, you should call it off, but I am not going to call it off. But I'm going to create that environment that for you, I am a social media person, and then I don't have time for you. So anytime I feel like you are the right person and I need to come back, I'll tell you, you didn't have time to really study me.
Is there anything you've seen that has excited you?
Oh,
Okay, all right. There's one more person that I'd like our platform to meet. So, Connison, just come and say hello and go. So this is wait, have you picked him? This is Elijah Connison. Elijah, I asked you to give Kwesi a picture. Have you?
Yes, I have.
Kwesi, can we see the picture? Okay. Connison, who are we seeing?
That's my father, the man who gave me the name Connison. So he passed about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Funeral arrangements being done for him currently outside of the country. But
so our condolences to you, Connison, and to your mother and your siblings. We are mourning with you now. But social media.
Uncle, it is blue ticks. Blue ticks. Because Kabute made mention that sometimes you want to check out a bit and then focus on other things that you need to attend to. You are not allowed the space to, because the other person is expecting that in real time you are supposed to answer the conversation or the question or whatever has been thrown at you. And maybe you also need a little bit of time to reframe whatever response you are going to give to the person, so that we are still in business and in conversation, but you are not allowed that time.
All right. Blue ticks. Blue ticks. All right. I'd like to thank all of you young people for sharing your world with me. In our time, if you wanted to communicate with a girl, you waited for daybreak and went to buy writing pad, and you wrote a letter. And then you waited till the next day to go to the post office and queue to buy a stamp, lick it, put it on, and post it. And then, in those days, P&T, it took 3 weeks for the letter to arrive at the other side. So even if that person responded to you on that same day, it's another 3 weeks before it gets to you. It's a 6-week wait. Even that, we were able to marry and give birth to you. All of you people. And we built good relationships. Today, because of blue tick, you can't even wait for the guy to go and pee and come before he responds. But anyway, thank you very much. I'd like to end today with giving you 8 ways in which you can overcome the negative effects of social media on your relationship. 8 ways. 1, resolve not to let social media take over your life, because it can take over your life very easily. Kabute said sometimes you are not even aware you've lost that human connection. So make up your mind. What do I mean? Stop this habit of reaching for your phone the first thing you do in the morning when you wake up. If that is what you are doing, you are wasting your morning. Have time for yourself. Do your devotion. Do something. Go work out. Do something before you check your phone. When you are driving, don't check your phone at every traffic light. The world won't collapse just because you are driving. Put it away. Learn to put off your phone from time to time. 2, draw guidelines for the use of social media for yourself and for your relationship. For instance, you can decide that in our relationship, no gadget enters the bedroom. Or if it enters the bedroom, it is off. Once you're in the bedroom, the gadget is off. If you want to check anything, go back to the hall and check. But let's also think that when we are together, when we are having a meal, no gadget should be on. Phone off, iPad off, whatever else off.
Thank you.
so that if we are eating, you and I are eating, and we can look at each other's face and talk. 3, hold yourself accountable to your partner for your social media use. If you know that your partner could get access to what you are putting on social media, I believe it will make you more careful. It will help you to decide what you want to put out there. 4, watch what you put on social media, because it can come to haunt you. The point is that there are schools now, universities, who to give you admission will go on your social media to check what kind of person you are on social media. There are companies that, before they sit down with you for an interview, would have gone on your social media. So a lot of the things you are putting out there, ask yourself, is this thing positioning me well and right? Otherwise, you would pay a very serious price. 5, protect your privacy and that of your partner and your relationship. What do I mean by that? Don't put every picture on social media. Don't put you and your partner taking your bath. It doesn't belong on social media. All right? It doesn't belong there. You kissing your partner, it doesn't belong to social media. Your baby just comes out of the womb, and then social media, then the picture is on social media. There is a reason why our people hid a baby for 1 week before people were allowed to see the baby. You are exposing yourself too much. So protect your privacy. Certain things. If you've had a fight with your partner, it shouldn't be on social media. And don't say that. Sometimes you say, but I don't. When you are in a relationship and we see that you put on your social media, all men are pigs. We know the man in your life has just done something piggish. That's why you put it on the social media, that all men are pigs. So the world does not need to know that you are having problems with social media. 6, always remind yourself what social media is. It is a virtual world. There's nothing real there. There's nothing real there. I can be a hunk on social media. I can have biceps and 6 packs on social media, because it gives a facility. Unlike Jay's 3 packs, that you can have. Look at my body. So remind yourself, there's nothing real here. It's virtual. The name the person has given you may not be the right name. The persona that the person is giving you not right. And so don't let it replace your need for human one-on-one contact. Don't fall in love on social media because you don't know the other person. Let a person arrange to meet a person real in the flesh. And then after that, you can decide whether this is something you want to take anywhere. 7, don't disrespect yourself and your partner on social media. If you are dating, you are in a relationship, you are married, and you look at somebody, a lady's picture, and you like it and say, you have a beautiful body, things like that. What you have said to your wife or to your date is that she is not as beautiful. If you are with another girl, don't like another girl's picture. If you are with a man, don't like another man's picture. You are disrespecting your partner. The conversations you put out there, be careful. I wish you were here. I wish I was holding you. Hey, you have real women lying by you, and you are wishing you are holding the air. Well, you are holding the air anyway. So what's your big deal? And finally, don't compare yourself, don't compare your relationship with what you see on social media. Because on social media, I can own a jet. And I can be going to some of the most exotic places on social media. Meanwhile, here I am. I don't even remember the last time I went to Kotoka Airport. So, A blessing, yes. The interesting thing with social media and with all technology is that it is neither good nor bad. It is neutral. How you use it is what makes it good or bad. With that, thank you for staying with us. Remember this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, Sex Scandal is at the National Theatre. And strangely, you come, you see what social media does to a relationship and to a life. So, until we see you again, thank you for being with us and be wise in the use of your social media. Stay blessed. Hello, they call me Uncle White. I am the CEO of Roman Productions, but I'm also very much committed